Hello, welcome to the next edition of our ezyClients newsletter. Today we cover three important updates. First, client portal access control. So that means now when you add a client to ezyClients, you can decide if they get an email, an invitation email, an access email to the client portal immediately or only at a later stage. Second, stages. So now you're able to create a timeline which gives for different procedures, which gives both you and your client a clear overview of in which step of the procedure they are. And lastly, we added a dashboard feature which gives you access to more data analytics regarding your clients and the procedures they're going through. So first we go into the first update, the first new feature, client portal access control. So that means now when we go to the client, when we add a new client, we can decide if they get an invite immediately or at a later stage. What that means. So I add the client name and email, and then instead of clicking immediately on add client, if I do not want that the client receives the email invitation now, I can just click on the toggle send invite and remove the send invite option. This means when I now add the client doesn't receive an email invitation immediately, but you can send this invitation later. So that means I can add the client. For instance, here I have Stefan. Here we see that this icon is red. So this means that Stefan didn't receive an email invitation to activate the client portal. I can add a procedure to the client. I can modify it. And then when I'm ready, I can just click and send the invite. The second feature update is stages. So like I mentioned, now when you go under settings, you can create stages. So here you can create a step-by-step timeline, which you can use for the different procedures. So for instance, here I already created stages. You can edit the different steps. You can change the names, change the titles, change the description however you want. And you can create different libraries. Once you created this in here, you can go to the workflow section and you can connect it with a specific workflow, like in this case. And now when you share this procedure with a client, both you and the client can see the different stages. So just if you do it now, so I just take this procedure, I assign it to Stefan. And when I check it under assigned, I open the workflow. I can see now there is these stages, this timeline is linked with Stefan. So when Stefan logs in via the client portal, he can see this timeline. And when I click on modify stages, I can just click on here once I completed a stage. So for instance, I finished the kickoff call, completed the document collection, save. It changes to green, and also Stefan sees this via the client portal. Last but not least, we use all these stages, so all this data. So that means once you created the stages, you have the different steps, different timeline steps. You connect this to the different workflows. We can combine all this data in the dashboard. So then you can see basically all the different procedures you have, for how many clients are going through this procedure, and you can also see where they are, like in what stage they are, and how many we are still on time and how many are overdue. If you have any questions on setting up the stages and linking this to the different procedures or linking it to the dashboard, feel free to reach out to us, and we can also do a free deep dive session on how to set this up for you in the best way. I hope this helps, And yeah, have a great day ahead. Bye bye.